Good morning, my dears.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we start the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
23 students have joined so far, so we can start the class, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So let me revise the points which we have studied on the last class, okay? Yes, we have started a new lesson, tracing
Tracing changes through
Yeah.
a thousand years.
Yes, tracing changes through 8,000 years. From the title itself, we could understand that, okay, we are tracing the changes that happen during over a course of time. That means medieval time, the changes that happened during the medieval time. Okay, please, children, mute your audio. Okay. Okay. So, just we have discussed the ancient civilization, okay, and we have classified history. Our historians classified history as ancient, medieval, and modern. Ancient time refers to a period that means hunter-gatherers, okay, they were collected the roots, leaves, etc., and they lived on hunting, okay, they lived in the forest, okay, but later on then means new inventions were happened, and civilizations like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, that all you have studied the ancient civilization. This chapter is dealing with the medieval history. Okay, what are the changes that was happened during the medieval time? Okay, okay, children, and we have discussed about cartography, right? What do you mean by cartography?
A cartographer means that the people who
No,
make
the person who
map
know the
are
art
called
of map.
cartographer.
Ah, yeah, a person who makes map, right? Yes.
Yes,
So during the medieval time, the art of map making, which came to be known as cartography, was prevalent. Okay, and so various maps were designed during this particular period. Okay, and one of the famous map was given by Al-Idrisi.
Idrisi.
Okay, yeah, Al-Idrisi. He
He
was
was
an Arab.
an Arab
Yes, he was an Arab
cartographer.
geographer. Okay, and the map was
Written
given
in
in which
Arabic.
year? Which year it has given?
1154.
1154.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, so in the year 1154, the map of Al-Idrisi. What was the peculiar thing about his map? Can anyone?
The Sri Lanka was allocated in the upper side and
Yes,
the
yes.
India
We
was
could see. We could see Sri Lanka on the
Top
top. Okay.
and India at the
India in the bottom.
Yes. Yeah. This is the map was given by Al-Idrisi, and we can see Sri Lanka on the top. That means it turned upside down. Okay, means we could see South India in the place of North India. Okay, so mute your audio, children. Mute it. And see, Al-Idrisi, the map was given in the year 1154. Okay, and he was an Arab geographer. He was an Arab geographer, and we can see Sri Lanka at the top and India on the bottom. And the places were marked in which language?
Arabic.
Arabic. Okay, since he was an Arab geographer, he have marked in the language, he used the language Arabic. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we are moving to the,
Arabic.
yeah, we are moving to the second map. The same area
Which was
was
made-
covered in the same map, means in this map, and
which was made
it
by
was
a
in
French cartographer.
1720. Okay, that means more than 600 years after the map 1. Okay, because the first map was designed in which year? 1154. This was in 1720. Okay. Okay.
It was made by a French cartographer.
Yeah, it was made by a French cartographer. This map seems to be more familiar to us.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
means I'll show you the map. Yeah, and coastal areas have explained detailed in this one. Okay, and this map was used by the European merchants and sailors for their voyages.
Voyage.
Okay, so we know that both these two maps cover the same areas. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
but it is entirely different. Okay, and more than that, the second map was given 600 years after the first map. Okay, so we could understand that the science of cartography, that means the science of cartography has itself changed. Okay, that means that as years are passing, changes are happening. Is it clear, children? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So both these maps give information about, both these maps gives information about India and Indian subcontinents. Okay, and it gave enough chance to the invaders. That means we know
Ma'am,
that
the audio is
Europeans
not
came to
coming
know
now.
about our
We can hear you.
country, and many people have came to India. Right?
Ma'am.
Children, mute your audio. Mute your audio. Okay, so by using this map, okay, many Europeans came to means many invaders, okay, came to Indian subcontinent, okay, because they could know the strategy, they can plan out the strategy to reach into our areas, means into Indian subcontinents and India. Okay, is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then next we are moving to new and old terminologies. That means that, listen children, that you can ask your grandparents or someone, because some words, okay, they have used in the past. Okay, that words now we are not at all using, okay, in our life, daily life. Okay, that means that some terms we used in the past, okay, we are not using at present. Okay, for example, we know that the difference is not even in a grammatical or in vocabulary, but the meaning of the term itself has been changed over some years. Okay, for example, Hindustan. Okay, Hindustan. Today, we are using this term to represent
India.
India.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
the term Hindustan was first used by Minhaj-e-Siraj. Please note down the points, children. It was first used by Minhaj-e-Siraj. Wait. It was used by Minhaj-e-Siraj to describe the areas of Punjab, Haryana and land between Ganga and Yamuna. The term never included South India. He used in a political sense. He used the term in a political sense. Who is talking there? Okay, so Hindustan, the term Hindustan was first used by Minhaj-e-Siraj to represent only the area. Means he never mentioned India as we know today. Okay, he mentioned the areas. Which all areas? Punjab, Haryana, and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. Okay, Arav, can you tell me? Minhaj-e-Siraj.
Minhaj is Suraj. And Canada.
Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Sorry for the interruption.
Yes, ma'am.
Due to power failure, it has caused. Okay. Okay, children.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, what we were discussing about the old and the new terminologies. Right?
Terminologies.
Yes. The term Hindustan was first used by
Minhan.
Minhaj. The names are a bit tough because it's all the terms will be used. Minhaj Okay. And by this term, he mentioned only some areas. Okay. Sharanya, can you tell me? Sharanya?
Yes, ma'am.
Sharanya,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me
Ma'am, question.
who used the term Hindustan first?
Ma'am, Minhaj E. Siraj.
Okay. And
Amir Khusro.
Ma'am, Stucking.
Ma'am.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
ma'am, I can hear you.
where are you? Where are you?
Excuse me, ma'am.
There is power, Fabi.
Ma'am, I can hear you. Felix. നിന്റെ ഫോണോ?
Hello. Hi, Gautam.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. So we discussed about old and new terminologies. Okay. And Hindustan, the term Hindustan was first used by Minhaj-e-Siraj. Okay. To represent the areas. Okay. Which all areas he mentioned?
Punjab,
Punjab, Haryana, and the lands between Ganga and Yamuna.
Very good. Gautam, can you tell me? Gautam, PR,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me which all areas he meant by using the term Hindustan? Tell me, dear.
Ma'am, but in textbook it is written Amir Khusrau. What's that? Amir Khusrau used the word hence while the idea of geographical.
See, I'm talking about Minhaj-e-Siraj. Okay, that we are going to be in detail after this. Okay. Okay. So Minhaj-e-Siraj, he used the term, okay, to describe the areas of Punjab, Haryana, and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. Okay, he used the term in a political sense. Okay, that means the dominions under the Delhi Sultanates. Okay, then in 16th century, another person, that is Babur. Okay, write it down. Babur used the term which meant the geography, fauna, and culture of the inhabitants. Do you know what you meant by fauna? Fauna? Naveen, can you tell me?
No, ma'am.
Fauna, you don't know? Fauna and flora. Fauna means animal life of that particular continent. Animal life. Okay. Animals of that particular plants and animals. Flora and fauna means that plants and animal life. Okay. So in 16th century, the term Hindustan was used by another person, that is Babur. Okay. And he used the term to mean geography, fauna, and culture of the inhabitants of the
Ma'am,
subcontinent.
same word Hindustan.
Yeah, same word Hindustan. He meant the geography, fauna, and culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. What do you mean by inhabitants? The people who lived in the subcontinent.
Place.
Okay, inhabitant means those who lived in that area. Okay, so the term Hindustan, today we know that it is India. Okay, today we are using the term Hindustan to represent India. Okay, but it was first used by Minhaj-e-Siraj. Okay, and he represent only some areas like Punjab, Haryana, and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. And in the 16th century, Babur used the term. What he meant by this? Geography, fauna,
Geography, fauna,
culture.
and culture of the inhabitants.
Okay, then again, Amir Khusrau. He was a 14th century poet. He is a poet. Okay, he used the term Hind. Hind. Almost in the same sense. That means he meant geography and culture. What was the poet's name? Amir Khusrau. Okay, he used the term Hind in the same sense like geography and culture, like Babur used. Okay, almost same as Babur, he used the term. But today we understand this term as what? India, our country. So I think you get an idea about this. Okay, because the same term, that means Hindustan, when it was used during the medieval time, okay, it has different meanings. Okay, it was, listen children, it was first used by Minhaj-e-Siraj. He meant Punjab, Haryana and the land between Ganga and Yamuna. Okay, and second time it was used by Babar. He used the term Hindustan to mean the geography, fauna and culture of the inhabitants. And later in 14th century poet, that is Amir Khusro, he used in the same sense. That means like Babar used the geography and culture. Okay, and today we understand the term as India. Hindustan meant as India, that is our country. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that means, yes, ask me. Any doubt, children?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Then Diya, can you tell me who used the term Hindustan first during the medieval time?
Hindustan was the word Hindustan was first said by used by Mihraj-e-Siraj as
then.
he described the word for the areas of Punjab, Haryana and the land between the Ganga and Yamuna.
Very good. Is it clear, children? Is the first point is clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it was used by Minhaj-e-Siraj to represent only some areas, that is Punjab, Haryana and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. The term does not include South India. He used the term in a political sense. Okay, is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Noel, can you tell me when the term used by Babar?
In 16th, the term which meant the geography, fauna and culture of inhabitants.
Fauna and culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. Okay, that means the meaning entirely changed again. Okay, the geography, culture, fauna of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. That the same way a 14th century poet, that is Amir Khusro, used. Okay, the term Hindustan almost same as Babar. Okay, and now we understood the term as India, our country. Okay, then not only in some terms, what do you mean by a foreigner? If we are using the term foreigner,
Who comes from another foreign
yes,
country.
Yes, we will refer or we will call someone as a foreigner. That means that a person who is not from India, right? Who is not in India. Okay, so during the medieval, mute your audio. Okay, fine. So during the medieval time, okay, a foreigner, okay, today we are using the term foreigner to mention any person who is not in India or who is not from India, he is from another country, right? Okay, but during the medieval time, okay, a foreigner was any stranger. Okay, listen children, a foreigner was any stranger. Mute your audio, please. Children, please mute your audio. I don't want to hear any more sound from your home. I have told you in the last class. Don't disturb. Okay. Okay, so foreigner. Okay. If Azad, turn on your video, Azad. Okay. Okay. So a foreigner was any stranger who was not a part of their society or a culture. That means that a city dweller. What do you mean by a city dweller? Dweller. Sharanya? Yes, Sharanya, tell me. City dweller or a forest dweller. What do you mean by that? Sharanya, turn on your video and tell me. You know the answer? Who, anyone of you can tell me? City dweller.
A city dweller means a man who makes
A man
sells
who is
jewelry.
residing in a city, right? Okay, good. So during the medieval time, a city dweller might have regarded a forest dweller as a foreigner. Okay, even though means they are residing in the same country. Okay, if a person is staying in means who is not a part of their society or their culture, that person is regarded as a foreigner. Okay, you understand? A city dweller might have regarded a forest dweller as a foreigner. Okay, at present what we are doing, a person who is not from our country will be regarded as a foreigner. But during the medieval time, a person who was not a part of their society or their culture or their village. Okay, a person who is residing, if suppose I am staying in Mala, okay, I am in Mala, the person who is residing in Mala is not a foreigner to me. Okay, but if a person other than, means residing other than Mala is a foreigner to me during the medieval time. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but at present we only think about, if we hear the term foreigner, we will only think about a person who is coming from outside our country, right? Okay, but during the medieval time, a foreigner was not a part of their village. Okay, will be regarded as a foreigner. Okay, but the two persons live in the same area. Sometimes their religion or the caste background sometimes may be different, but they will not be regarded as a foreigner. Okay, means two person living in the same village is not regarded as a foreigner. Do you understand what I meant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a foreigner was any person. Okay, so foreigner was any person or a stranger who was not a part of their village or their culture. Okay, is regarded as a foreigner. Okay, today we are using the term entirely in a different term. Okay, so that was the things about the old and new terminologies. Means that there was a lot of changes happen for the meanings and the words we used in during the past. Okay, and we know that history is always a study about past, right? History. Okay, have you heard about sources? Sources.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then tell me what are sources.
Anything that provides information is called
Yeah, anything means anything that provides information about the past. Okay, can you tell me an example for that?
Books.
Books.
Sun is the ultimate source of energy.
Yes, yes, tell me.
Sun.
No, I don't think the question is not clear to you. I'm asking what are the sources. Means we know that history is a study about the past. Okay, so the historians are depending upon various things to know something about the past. Okay, which all things they used to refer to know about the past.
Maps.
Olden books.
Hmm?
Olden books.
Maps.
Meanings of the buildings.
Maps.
Yes, maps. Any others? You have studied, I'm sure about
The
it.
meanings of the buildings.
Like
Ornaments and all.
They look in
Have you heard
olden
about
things.
manuscripts? Manuscripts?
Yes, ma'am. Inscriptions.
Inscriptions. Yeah. Then
Inscription manuscripts.
what are manuscripts? Akash,
Manuscripts are
Akash,
the,
tell me.
Writing in
Studied about
palm leaf.
manuscripts. Akash and
Yes, ma'am.
Avanish Krishnan. Tell me. Manuscripts.
Which write on
Written in
Written.
palm leaf.
Yeah, good. Written on the leaves of
palm trees.
and bark of a birch.
Bark of a birch tree.
Okay. Yes. Then inscription.
Written on hard surfaces.
Written on hard surfaces.
Written on the surface on hard surfaces like
Surfaces like a stone and metal.
stone and metal. Okay, so historians, when they were going detail into the history of this people or the about our
Archaeologists.
past, they will always refer to such types of things for their information, like manuscripts and coins, manuscripts, inscription, architectural evidences, okay, and text records. That means books. All these things they will refer while they were searching something about history. Okay, so what are sources? Anything that gives information about the past. Okay, any things that gives information about the past are called what? Sources.
Sources.
Examples: manuscripts,
Scripts,
inscriptions,
inscriptions,
coins.
maps.
Okay, yes, all these things whichever the historians used to refer, that were termed as sources. Okay, is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Today,
ma'am.
I need to know only means I want to make you to thorough with these things. That means the new and old terminologies. That means I have told you the example about Hindustan. Okay, the same term was used by different
Used
people
by
at
different
different meanings. Okay, when you come for tomorrow,
meanings.
study this question answer. That means the term Hindustan, how it has been changed, how the way it has been used by Minhaji Suraj, Babar and Amir Khusro, and today how we were means how what we meant by using Hindustan. Okay, sources we will take on the next class. Till then, bye. See you, children. Next class.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.